Unlock the door to food security today by learning how to apply for SNAP benefits online in South Dakota. Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to walk you through the entire process, step by step. We're taking out all the guesswork and making this whole thing as straightforward as possible. Let's get into it.
So what is SNAP? Basically, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program is like a monthly grocery budget provided by the state. It's for households that just need a little extra help buying nutritious food. And think about it, by helping with groceries, it frees up your hard-earned cash for other crucial things, utility bills, prescriptions, medical care. Getting access to this support shouldn't feel like navigating a maze, right?
Let's put a number on this. $975. That's a huge deal. That is the estimated maximum monthly benefit for a family of 4 in South Dakota for 2026. Imagine the relief that kind of money brings to a household budget. Our sources gave this really relatable example. Imagine a family of 4, they're pulling in about $3,100 a month, but they're paying $900 in rent and maybe another $300 in other bills. A lot of families in that exact situation think, man, I earn too much, there's no way I'll qualify. But here's the kicker. Because of their high living expenses, they very likely do qualify. Taking the time to figure this out is absolutely worth your while.
All right, here's our roadmap for today. Number 1, do you qualify? 2, gathering your documents. 3, actually applying via SDBs. And 4, the interview and beyond. Let's dive right into Section 1. Do you qualify? Understanding South Dakota SNAP eligibility. Okay, before you start filling out any forms, you gotta know if you even meet the basics, right? You need to be a South Dakota resident, a U.S. citizen, or a lawful permanent resident, and meet the financial guidelines. And this is exactly why so many people are totally shocked to find out they're eligible. South Dakota uses this policy called Broad-Based Categorical Eligibility, or BBCE. Okay, don't let that bureaucratic jargon scare you off. In plain English, it literally just means the state bumped up the gross income limit to 200% of the federal poverty level. To put that into perspective, for a family of 4 in 2026, your total gross income can be up to $62,400 a year. That's roughly $5,200 a month, and you still pass that first test. Honestly, so many working folks have no idea and just assume they make way too much money.
To really wrap our heads around this, we need to look at gross income versus net income. SNAP looks at both of these. First up, your gross income. That's all your money coming in before taxes are taken out. That number needs to be under that 200% limit we just mentioned. Second, they look at your net income. This is what you have left after allowed expenses, like rent and childcare, are subtracted. So basically, having high rent or steep childcare costs can actually help you qualify. And hey, here's a massive insider tip. If your household includes someone who is 60 or older, or someone receiving disability benefits, you are entirely exempt from that gross income test. No way, right? Just the net income test applies to you. It's a total game changer. Moving right along to Section 2, gathering your documents. Consider this your pre-flight checklist.
Listen, the number one reason applications get bogged down or just abandoned entirely is simply because people don't have their paperwork ready. Getting your documents together before you even open your laptop is huge. So here's your pre-flight checklist. You're going to need a valid photo ID, social security numbers for everyone in the house, and proof of income, like your last 30 days of pay stubs. Oh, and whatever you do not forget to declare your expenses. Rent, utility costs, childcare, and for the elderly or disabled, medical bills over $35 a month. You absolutely have to provide proof of these expenses. See, the state automatically gives you a 20% earned income deduction. But if you can prove your shelter and dependent care costs, it lowers your net income on paper, which can literally increase the final amount you get every month.
All right, on to Section 3, applying online via SDBs. Let's navigate that digital portal. Now that you've got your documents all piled up and ready, it's time to actually apply. Look, you can apply by mail, fax, or by walking into one of the 42 local Department of Social Services offices. But doing it online is by far the fastest way, and it's highly recommended. Here is exactly how you do it. Step 1, grab your phone or computer and head to eportal.sd.gov. Step 2, it's going to ask you to create a MySD account using an email address. Step 3, once you're in, just select SNAP as the program you want. Finally, Step 4, follow the prompts on the screen to fill out and submit the application. The whole shebang takes maybe 20 to 45 minutes. The system is super secure, and you can even upload pictures of all those documents we just talked about right into the portal.
When you hit that landing page, you technically have two choices. Now, applying without an account might look faster at first glance, but it totally restricts you from interacting with the agency online later. Trust me, creating that MySD account is the smart move here. It lets you save your progress and come back later if you need to, check your case status, do your mandatory annual renewals, and easily report any changes in your address or income down the line. Future you will definitely thank you.
Okay, I want to share this really cool insider tip straight from the operational guidelines. It's called partial filing. Let's say you start the application, but you realize you're missing some information and you've got to run to work. You actually have the legal right to lock in your application date by submitting just your name, your address, and an electronic signature. Why is that a big deal? Because if you end up getting approved, your benefits are calculated retroactively back to that exact initial filing date. So it's like holding your spot in line. Even if it takes you a couple of days to gather the rest of the info, you've secured your claim from day one. Almost there. Section 4, the interview and beyond. Here's what to expect next.
All right, you've hit submit. What actually happens during the Snap interview? First off, please take a deep breath. It's not an interrogation. The interview is simply a helpful check-in with a DSS caseworker, and it's usually just done right over the phone. It is absolutely not meant to trip you up or trick you. The worker is literally just there to review the info you submitted, answer any questions you might have, and help you out if you happen to be missing a document.
To help you feel totally prepared, here are the common questions they're going to ask. They will ask for your full name and date of birth, your social security number, your current living situation. And by the way, a quick side note, you can absolutely still qualify if you are currently houseless. They'll also ask about your monthly income and your regular utility and housing bills. A great trick is to just practice answering these out loud in front of a mirror, or maybe run through them with a friend. And hey, if they ask for a document you don't have yet, don't panic. You should definitely still do the interview. The caseworker will just give you a bit more time to submit those remaining files later.
Once that interview is done, here is your timeline. Most standard applications are reviewed and decided on within 30 days. If you're approved, your electronic benefits transfer card, your EBT card, will show up in your mailbox about 5 to 7 days later, and it's preloaded with your first month of benefits. But listen, if you are in a severe financial emergency, like say your gross monthly income is under $150 and you have less than $100 in the bank, or your housing costs are higher than your current income, you might qualify for expedited benefits. If that's the case, you can get approved and get help within just 7 days.
We also really need to talk about what happens if things don't go as planned. Getting a denial letter is not the end of the road. Sometimes it's literally just a simple error, like a missing verification document. If you disagree with their decision, the appeals process is actually pretty straightforward. Step 1, read the letter carefully to see why they denied it. Step 2, you have the right to request a fair hearing simply by writing a note or calling your local DSS office. And Step 3, a judge will neutrally review your case. This process is there to protect you, so don't be afraid to use it.
Which brings us to our final takeaway for today. Now, this explainer is strictly for educational purposes to help you navigate the system. While we pulled all of this right from the official sources to give you a clear, structured guide, you should always head over to the official South Dakota Department of Social Services website or give them a call at 605-773-3165 for the most reliable, up-to-date rules. Look, if you think you might meet the criteria we walked through today, please do not hesitate. Go to eportal.sd.gov and apply immediately. Don't leave this help on the table. And do me a favor, share this explainer with anyone in your community who might benefit from unlocking their own food security. Just ask yourself, if nearly $1,000 a month could completely change your family's reality, what is stopping you from taking that first step today? Thanks so much for hanging out and learning with me, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.